Hello. Today we are speaking to Christo Gelderblom, who is the Managing Director of TLT Turbo Africa. Christo, thank you for joining us today. So, Christo, I understand that the last 18 months have been a particularly successful period for the company. Can you share a little about new projects or clients that you have taken on board, and what is the reason behind the success?
I think let me touch on the latter part of the question first. And by example, from time to time, I link up with some of our competitors in the market, and the CEO of one of these businesses stated to me that, he doesn't 100% agree with our business model. And well, obviously, I asked him the reason for that, and he said, well, you guys supply a superior quality product. He said to me, it's supposed to operate in a mining sector where people don't have any respect or regard for assets. So I said to him, so how would you suggest we go about? He said, well, in the lifespan of a mine, you may supply them with a product now and 15 years later with a follow-up sale. He said, in terms of their strategy, they will supply the mine each and every 6 to 7 years with a fan. I said to him, by the second repetition of supplying them with a fan, he will definitely come to us, and we will build that long-standing relationship. So I think quite a bit of our competitive advantage in the market is the quality of the product, the reliability, and also the energy saving. So if you understand the process that we're going through before any fan, whether it's a small fan, whether it's a 2-meter fan, it gets quality controlled, and there's a whole process that we undergo to make sure that the product that the customer is paying for, that they will receive. So you will get a certificate for each and every fan that leaves our site. In terms of the past 18 months, we had a stretch session, the management team, stretch session about 2 years back, and keep in mind that we had COVID in between. We decided, and we had a frank discussion. We basically said to the guys, we are 70 odd people working in the company. We can decide to lie down, or we can decide to consolidate and reposition the company so that we come out stronger after COVID. Because at the time, the uncertainty was, overwhelming, if I can call it that. So first of all, we made sure that on the engineering side, our library up to date, etc. But what we've done was to analyze the market. We were in dire need of additional revenue streams, so we've added one more core business unit. In other words, the SMF solutions, which virtually major air movement assets. So we ventured into that space, and we've now been successful. We on our 5th implementation for a major mining venture up in DRC, and there's some interest shown from mining groups in Zimbabwe and Zambia as well. And then we've also exported a mini one of those back to our sister company in the United States. We have also delivered some of the big wind tunnel solutions to Chinese markets. So, but that's really, it's not a committed revenue stream, if I can call it that. But we still show some interest, and our Chinese partners, they claim that by 2023 they would love to see 21 more of the similar installations. So obviously that's going to be an execution headache, but we'll bat that when it comes across our bat increase. But our star performer has always been the A and B fans. And the introduction that I had in terms of what our competitor states or stated at the time, year on year, we've grown that, and we have basically targeted specific mining exploration areas globally. In other words, Kazakhstan, if you look at that, they've got quite a big mining exploration there. Obviously, DRC, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, those mines are reopening. And then we've also started to export to the Australian market, and we've also entered the American market, very complex market. So all in all, we decided to consolidate, and then we focused on where the activity was at the time, and we started to explore potential relationships, and we've been successful. We've really been blessed. So I think that is fact of the matter why we have shown quite a big success over the last period, 18 months, yeah.
So, Christo, building onto that success, what are the aspirations for the company going forward? And how do you also perceive the future of air ventilation going forward?
Well, if you look at that, and I think each and every person in a chief executive and chief operating officer suit or chair will tell you, if something happens to my staff, I'm personally liable. So I think we had some incidents in Zambia, Zimbabwe, where mining CEOs tried to flee the country because of what happened in those mines. So that is on the legislative part of business. But in terms of the human factor, I think if you really care in terms of your staff, you will make sure that they're well equipped. If you expect someone to dive into a hole, being a mine, you need to make sure that they're properly equipped to do their work. It's not only food and drink, it's also the air that they breathe. I've met so many people who are on waiting list to die because of what illnesses you can pick up in mines. So I think the future is, if you really care about your staff, then you will make sure that you get the best technology possible. In terms of what we want to do, obviously we want to grow as aggressively possible. In 2 years' time, in other words, 24 months, I would love to see this company doubling revenue-wise. So to be an aggressive participant in the market, but also not compromising on the quality and the pricing that we offer. I want to have a company that is positioned to be faster to market. So in other words, if someone places an order today, it shouldn't take 6 to 8 weeks to deliver. We need to be supplying them with product sooner, because normally, so there are very few people who forecast accurately, and the timing, is normally, when do you want these fans? Well, yesterday. So we need to try to address that issue as well. So in other words, part delivery, but become quicker to market. So that is the ambitions: double in size, quicker to market, and also to maintain the quality and reliability of the product that we offer.
Great stuff. Christo Gelderblom, Managing Director of TLT Turbo Africa. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.